everyone. Welcome back to Chaos Creations. Well, I would like to apologize before I do anything. I was very, very angry in that video beforehand, and I was told by quite a few people they could hear the anger in my voice, and they'd never heard me in all my life be so angry like that, and they were genuinely concerned. So I want to apologize, first of all, for that. I really shouldn't sort of show that raw emotion on here. I should be subjective, but I'm not being subjective enough, obviously. The other problem is I'm a small little channel, so I have to rely on other people helping me out. And I've got a couple of people on TikTok and Twitter and Reddit and so forth that send me links and such. One of the links I first got was from before I say that, I bought my stuff on the previous Wednesday, and I did say to them, look, it is coming to your store on the 20th. And they said, absolutely, positively, 100% it'll be here on the 20th. And I'm like, okay, just making sure, not a problem, because I had heard a very vague rumor about it being 5 weeks. And they said, no, look, we know people within GW, it'll be here on the 20th, guaranteed. By no worries. And so on the Saturday morning, I got a couple of messages at about 11 a.m. from people saying, look, you've got to check out this TikTok. And there's a young girl crying her eyes out, saying the fact that she couldn't even afford half the miniatures she wanted to because the prices were just so incredibly high. And there was another video outside a GW somewhere in Australia. I think it was Northern Territory, and the guy is losing it badly. And he's holding this piece of paper and screaming and yelling and crying, saying, it wasn't until after my purchase did they tell me that it was going to be a 5-week rate. And he was just absolutely nuts, saying, if they told me it was going to 5-week wait, I would have not purchased as much. And it was funny because I had to race down the road to get some bits and pieces, and I bumped into a friend of mine who plays GW as well. And I said to him about the 5-week wait, and he went, what? And I said, yeah. And he said, oh, I came from GW about an hour ago. They never mentioned a 5-week wait. And I said, what? I said, no, they just sat there and smiled, and I typed it in the computer and so forth, and I made my purchase, and I got the receipt and so forth, and says, do you have your receipt on you? And he said, yeah, actually I do. Opened it up, and sure enough, a 5-week, and he was absolutely angry. No one in the store even remotely said, look, just to let you know the fact that before you purchase it, there is going to be a 5-week wait. There's nothing, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's just a nice little heads up from the GW staff. Otherwise, he would have popped in there in 2 weeks' time and gone, where's my stuff? What's going on? So I had all these things going on. I had on Reddit, apparently on Twitter, someone put up a post. Now, apparently, when GW put up a post saying, look, it's going to be a 2-week pre-order and then a release, this person said, all right, I just want to confirm that it's 2 weeks, blah, 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 blah. And then that turned into some incredibly long argument with people saying the fact of how can you justify insane prices in Australia and New Zealand and then make them wait 5 weeks. And GW actually took down that post, which I found quite disturbing. And in Reddit, oh my goodness, the amount of angry attacks from Australians is ridiculous. The other problem I have is that a lot of people are saying, well, it's sold out in Australia. That's obviously a great sign. It's sold out, this, that, and the other. And it has. A lot of the rule books and so forth are completely gone. You can't get them at the moment. But if you allocate 5,000 copies of a book to Australia, yeah, you're going to sell out. 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, bang, they're going to go like hotcakes. So, it also depends on how much they've put in for Australia. So if they're put in, let's say, 5,000, and there's 5,000 people easy that want to play this game, whoompa, they're going to go like hotcakes. What I've unofficially heard was that the box sets, there was 12,000 of each for Australia. The actual books, there was 2,000 copies for Australia. But don't quote me on that. That was just something I heard through the grapevine. And this is a problem. You know, like I said, I'm a small channel. People tell me stuff, and I don't know if it's true or not because I don't really have the resources and so forth to really back it up just yet. But it wouldn't surprise me. And it does, I must admit, really hurt the fact that, you know, it's like, so I play Tomb Kings, as you can tell. I'm been putting together some of the metals that I got off eBay and so forth. And for me, it just, I've got stuff to keep me busy, but for other people, it's just going to be scary. A box set of Tomb Kings with one new miniature is $490. $490, folks. It just, and a 5-week wait. And I know it's going to sound stupid, but it's not the money that's hurting the most. It's the extra weight. So I'm going to see videos and videos and videos of people going, oh, wow, look at this amazing stuff. Look at these rules. We've had our first game. So by the time people have had their first game and played it out, I won't even have a copy of my rules. Now, as a YouTuber, I paid a little bit extra from the store that I went to because I would have it 24 hours before most of the waking world. And I could just sit down, go through everything, show everything to everyone, and it would hopefully promote my channel a little more. Now I don't get that. I've got to wait until everyone's had it for a long period of time before I can even do that. And here is the one question, and it's an important question for everybody in Australia. So we're going to wait 5 weeks for our pre-orders. Now, so it's a 2-week pre-order, and then the rest of the world gets it except for Australia. So in those 3 weeks, what happens if they bring out, let's say, new Tomb Kings models or new Grail Knights and so forth? Do we have to wait until the 5 weeks before we get them? Or is it going to be a painful kick in the ass that we can get these within a week, but not our box sets or our rules or anything else? Because it's going to be really freaking annoying if they say, well, you know, we're going to bring out the brand new Carrion and the brand new Bone Giants and so forth and Tomb Scorpions. You can get them within 1 week, but your rules, your cards and all the rest of it, you're going to have to wait another 2 weeks for that. Terribly sorry. And this is one thing a lot of people have got to be aware of. I'm trying not to let my emotions get to me. For someone like me, I got into GW back in 1983, and I picked up a copy in 1984 of Warhammer Fantasy 3rd Edition, I think it was. Now, back then, everybody was doing fantasy role-playing. Nobody was doing fantasy battles, so I was the first one to pick it up and look at it and thought, wow, this is really great. Really wonderful. And within a couple of years, when 40K came out, every one of my friends was doing battles. So for me, Warhammer has been a lifelong love. And I can't help but feel a little betrayed by the company that's made it. A 5-week wait is just sickening. It's like everyone else gets to open their Christmas presents, and I have to sit there for 3 more weeks waiting. It is painful. Anyway, it's about midnight here in Perth, Western Australia, and I'm going to go to sleep. And tomorrow's a new day and more miniatures to paint and glue together and base. The bases for this Tomb Scorpions and so forth have come out quite nicely. What I'll do is I will give them a good painting over as much as I can and then glue them on and do some touch-ups and so forth. Bone Giants, I'm just gluing to the base right away, and then I can just add and subtract as I go along. Same with this big War Sphinx. No, it's not War Sphinx, that's the other one. I'm just sticking it on there right away, and I'll just paint her up best I can. Everyone have a great day. If you have any questions, just ask. One other thing, some people have said, oh, I should get a resin 3D printer. Now, I owned a 3D printing shop for many, many years. I've had resin printers. I have a bamboo carbon X1, which is running 24/7, and it makes all these amazing bases and such, but I'm not doing anything with resin ever again. I will never touch resin ever again. And even if I had all my miniatures resin or GW otherwise without rules, it's going to be kind of pointless. Anyway, once again, I do apologize, and always remember, love the game, love life, chaos out.